and welcome to today's video, which is all about the mainstream products I don't use and Crunchy Mama alternatives I do instead. Before we get started on today's list, a little disclaimer. These are things that I do for myself and my family. This is not things that you have to do to be a Crunchy Mom. Makes life just easier for us. Let's get started. Number 1, baby lotion. We don't use baby lotion for a lot of reasons, mainly because I have not found one that has all the clean ingredients I like, i.e. it doesn't have synthetic preservatives, it doesn't have synthetic chemicals, fragrances. If you don't know why we don't use fragrance, please watch the documentary Stink on Netflix. I will definitely clear that up for you, and you'll probably be motivated to make some changes in your own home as well, even if you already consider yourself crunchy. Secondly, I have not found my baby's skin to be so dry that they need baby lotion. With my older daughter, when she was a newborn, she had those dry, cracked hands and feet, as a lot of newborns do, and so I just put some coconut oil. But with my 3-month-old, I haven't had the need to put anything on her at all. Number 2, diaper rash cream. My daughters don't really tend to get diaper rash. I don't know if it's because the diapers that we use or because we breastfeed, but we've never really seemed to have a problem with it. But anytime I have noticed that they've gotten a little bit of redness, I just put some breast milk on it and it's usually cleared up within 24 hours. And the Mayo Clinic actually did a study in 2017 with 141 infants, and it showed that breast milk was just as effective as 1% hydrocortisol cream. So that's what we do. Number 3, traditional diapers. We don't use diapers such as Huggies, Pampers, Costco brand, etc. We used to use Grovia cloth diapers up until about 2 months ago when we decided to move in with my parents and make this big old change in our life. And that's because we don't have access to wash them every 2 days. So instead we switched to DYPER, DYPER. It's a subscription-based bamboo diapers where they send you a whole month's supply of diapers for $68 a month, which is great because they're bamboo. Bamboo is sustainable, biodegradable, organic. You don't need pesticides to grow it. And it's antibacterial, which is super ideal for diapering. Unfortunately, traditional diapers, brands that I mentioned before, have synthetic fragrance, plastics, phthalate. Those are considered endocrine disruptors, which unfortunately are possible human carcinogens, which means they cause cancer. So we just don't put those on our babies because those things are absorbed through their skin. Is just super dangerous. We found that bamboo was a great alternative option since we couldn't do cloth diapering. Also, my friend Mandy Magby has a whole post on her Instagram explaining all of this. She goes way into detail. It's super awesome. She actually recommends another brand other than Diaper. I'm not sure what it is. Go check out her post. I'll link it below. It's called Manda Untamed. Follow her for all things Crunchy Mama. Number 4, traditional baby soap. So my daughter is 3 months old now and we have still not used any soap on her skin. Every few days she gets a bath just with water to get all the cheese and yucky milk stuff out of her little fat folds and her little hands. So we make sure she stays clean, but there's no need for soap because when they're this little, it dries out their skin and it's actually not good for their microbiome, for their skin to be stripped of all of that good bacteria. For my 2-year-old and my husband and I, we like to use Dr. Bronner's organic liquid Castile soap, which we just love, and we've been using it for the last few years now and we haven't had any issues. We don't use traditional soap for the same reason we don't use traditional lotion, and that is because most of them contain fragrance and other gross ingredients that we just don't want to put on our skin, and we don't want on our kids' skin either. Again, watch Stink on Netflix. It'll change your life. Number 5 is a baby bath. I bathe with both my daughters. I haven't found the need to buy a countertop bath only because it's way faster and easier for us to, I get in, my husband hands me my one at a time, I wash them off, give them back to him, he gets them ready, I finish showering. It's way smoother for us, just what works for us as a family. One less thing I have to buy, plus it eliminates the need for a separate bath time, it saves time, and it's great for bonding and extra skin-to-skin time. Number 6, teething tablets. So I know a lot of moms who use Highland's teething tablets, and I hear that they work great. The reason that we don't use them is because they contain lactose, which is an animal byproduct, and we're a vegan family. So instead, we use Camellia teething drops. It's just chamomile and water, and they're in a little drop. You just put them right into the baby's mouth. Works great. Another great alternative is copaiba oil, which we put just on their jawline and just straight on their gums, and that helps a lot as well. Number 7, Tylenol. We don't use Tylenol or any over-the-counter pain relief meds on any of our daughters or ourselves, especially Tylenol. Tylenol contains acetaminophen. Acetaminophen is a pain reducer and painkiller. A study done in 2002 by the Baylor College of Medicine showed that acetaminophen depletes glutathione, which is made from 3 essential amino acids which are necessary to combat free radicals, which the buildup of those damage your body's cells. Unfortunately, glutathione helps process acetaminophen and prevent the toxicity buildup, but because acetaminophen depletes glutathione, it's an endless toxic cycle. Instead, for pain relief, we use copaiba essential oil. It works great, and to us, there's just really no need for Tylenol. As for reducing fevers, we don't typically try to do that unless it's 101 or higher, because a fever is the body's natural way of fighting infection and sickness. So when their little bodies are hot and their temperatures are rising, their body's doing its job to help them to get better. If it is a dangerously high temperature, of course, we try to reduce the temperature by doing a warm bath, cuddling them. A lot of those things help to reduce the temperature. Of course, if it was bad enough, we would take them to the emergency room. Number 8 is an electric breast pump. So I had one with my first daughter when she was a newborn, and about 3 weeks into it, I was producing so much milk. I donated about 200 ounces a week. That was extra. So 3 weeks into it, I realized that I didn't love the electric pump. It was such a pain to have to charge it, make sure I carried that bulky thing with me everywhere I went to pump all my extra milk. So instead, I got a hand pump, and I realized I loved it way better. I didn't even get a new one this time. When I had Avonlea, I decided to stick with a hand pump instead for whenever I have to make a bottle. And it's way faster, way more efficient, and I just prefer it. This is the one I use. It's a Medela simple, basic hand pump. It's about $30. The electric one, if you don't get it through insurance, can cost $200 or more. Number 9, plastic bottles. We really try not to do plastic at all in general, but when it comes to plastic bottles and milk storage bags, it's even more important to us because there's really not a way to prevent the plastic from leaching from the bottle to the milk when it's reheated. Whether you reheat the milk bag in water on the stove, the plastic from the milk bag is getting in the milk. If you reheat it in the bottle on the stove, plastic from the bottle is getting into the milk. Instead, we use the Mason bottle, which is great because it is glass. You can pump your milk straight into the little mason jar, store it in the fridge, store it in the freezer. You can reheat it in there. No plastic ever comes in contact with the milk. On the website, you can buy the conversion kit, which is the little silicone sleeve, the screw-on cap, and then you can buy a flat of mason jars, the little tiny ones, at the store, on Amazon, at Walmart. Buy a bunch of flats of them. You can store milk in them. You'll never run out of bottles. That makes that whole process a lot easier as well. And I will also link those below so you can check them out. Last but not least, number 10 is a crib and a baby monitor. So with Juliet, we did have a crib, but she never slept in it. We had a home birth with her, and right after she was born, I was holding her all snugly in bed with her, and I told my husband, I'm never putting her in that crib, and he said, I agree, because at first I was super against co-sleeping. I wanted my own space, but now here we are 2 years and another baby later, and we're all snug co-sleeping. Bed sharing also eliminates the need for a monitor because I nap with the girls during the day, and at night we all go to bed at the same time, we wake up at the same time, we're all together. Our sleeping schedules are pretty in sync, so we don't really have the need to have a camera on them. Plus, wireless cameras emit EMFs, which is not very good, and wired ones are certainly better. We just don't have the need for them in our family with our sleeping situation. Also, disclaimer, we follow safe bed sharing guidelines, so you guys don't have to worry about us on that end. We do it very safely, and we always put our baby's safety first. So that's it. I hope you like my list. I'll be posting a new video every Friday, alternating between vlogs and sit-down videos like this that are just more informational, what we do, crunchy mom stuff. I'll be sharing my birth experiences soon, 2 home births, 2 baby girls. Super exciting, totally different experiences. I can't wait to share that with you. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.